words of a very famous and legendary poet, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Certainly an amazing twist on words that provokes thought. He's not in business. He is a business. A brand. Which leads me to question. What is the identity for the city of Leander? Well, I for one believe it may very well be the splendid sense of community. If you haven't noticed, Leander, Texas is growing faster than the time it takes the Kardashians to replace men. Call me Kim. 5 years from now, we may perhaps have a new mountain built right here in town. Maybe a slight exaggeration, but if so, I for one believe the mount should be named Mount Cornelius. The most well-groomed mountain in all the land. The one thing that we mustn't compromise in the presence of growth is the sense of community. Go check out a Leander Wolfpack football game or stop by Sharp's Burgers to introduce your palate to a burger that's simply amazing. Stop by the Leander Police Department and tell Greg and the boys what an amazing job they're doing. Maybe even stop by the fan club and have yourself a Leanderthal vodka with cranberry. Simply delicious. Grab a slice of pie at Brooklyn Heights or Saucony's. Yes, they are here now. Try a new lager at the Leander Beer Market. Join a kickball team at Bledsoe Park and make a complete fool of yourself trying to relive your heyday. The list goes on and on, but we mustn't lose that sense of community. By God. Hold on. Who is this? Apparently there's a dire emergency and I must go lock the doors and turn those lights down low. You'll all be blessed to take heed to my word, and that word for today is community. Well, off I go. Yes, caballeros. Yes, please put me on for the works. All right, I'll be there in a jiff. As fast as the Kardashians did face or burn out.
The following program contains adult language, as well as baby talk.
Viewer discretion advised.
It's the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a twist, with your hosts, the Beauty Angel, the Barber Trust, and the brains behind this whole operation, Gus. Tonight they welcome Bridget Brandt, Leander Chamber of Commerce President, Luis Vasquez, owner of the Fan Club, newly elected Leander City Council members Catherine Pantaleon Parker, Jason Shaw, and Chris Chernenko. Tonight's drink special is brought to you by Scott Kalam, owner of Leanderthal Distilling. Our food sampling is brought to you by Dino Bullard of Shark Burger and Matthew Melker of Smoky Moe's. And now, live from the Capoeira's Barber Salon in Leander, Texas, it's the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist crew!
Hi, welcome to the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm Trust, and to my left is the Beauty Angel.
Hola.
And to my right is Gus, the brains behind this whole operation.
Cheers.
Some days. Also joining us tonight, we have Matt from Smoky Moe's. And we also have Scott from Leanderthal Vodka. So, Scott, tell us a little about Leanderthal Vodka.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. The vodka is our best seller. It's actually Leanderthal Distilling, and we've got about 7 different products now. But by far, our best seller is Leanderthal Vodka. Everybody needs vodka at their home bar. And, and everybody seems to be willing to, as crowded as the vodka marketplace is, everybody's willing to try a new vodka if you put out a really high-quality one at a fair price, and that's what we do with all of our products.
Outstanding. So, Matt, Smokey Mo's, my main man.
Yep.
Tell us about Smokey Mo's.
So Smokey Mo's, family-owned and operated business. We've been in business for going on 19 years in July.
Okay.
We have 16 locations in San Antonio and Austin. We have one in Conroe. And we're just sharing our passion with as many people as we can.
So out of those 19 years, how many of those 19 years have you been working at?
19.
From the beginning, huh?
Yeah, I started there when I was 13 years old, washing dishes, wiping down tables, doing the grunt work, kind of working my way up. Now I'm the director of operations, and I oversee the Austin market.
That's awesome. So you know every facet of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, Matt, I got a quick question, man. Y'all do a lot in the community, like in Leander. Y'all sponsor golf tournaments. Y'all do, like all kind of like outreach stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The reason. Like, why do you all do that?
Giving back. I mean, it's the community that got us to where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the community, supporting us as a business, we'd be one of those hundreds of businesses that close,
right? Mm-hmm.
Every week, every month.
Yeah.
So that's our way to give back for all the support that the communities around us have given us, and we don't just stick to the communities we're in. We do the whole state of Texas. Just give back as much as we can, because you never know where this business is going to take us.
Absolutely, yeah, it's definitely appreciated. I see y'all all over the place, man. I love it.
I see y'all about 3 times a week for lunch.
Right.
You know my order when I walk in. I love that.
Nice.
I think I see him a little bit more than that, because that what is it called? The chopper,
Chop Baker.
Chop Baker.
Oh,
Tom
man.
Baker, that's my
Thing right
jam.
there. Yes, I love it.
That doggone turkey, man. I don't think I had no turkey that tastes that season, ever. It is great.
It's moist.
Yeah, it's moist.
And the
We
chicken.
do the whole ones for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many turkeys did y'all do this last Thanksgiving?
We did 1,200 turkeys.
1,200
Wow.
turkeys.
And that's just here in the Austin area.
That's when I saw you in the trailer, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
And he was doing it himself. That's the thing. He didn't have somebody else doing it. He was in the trailer. How many days you stayed up? Like 3 days doing that? 5. Oh, my bad. 5 days.
Don't shortcut it, man.
I'm sorry. 5 days. He did the grunt work. He must have been a Marine at one time. That's what he did.
Whatever. Go Army.
You hear that? Barbecue Marine. All right, so when we come back, we're going to come back with these 2 guys, Smokey Mo's and Leander Vodka, and we're going to have some interesting topics for you guys. So stay tuned. Remember, always like us, share us, and please, we're here live talking to you, so leave some comments. All right, we'll see you when we get back.
Smoky Mo's and drink Leander Distillery.
How about doing them all at the same time? Just have a party. We'll see you when we get back.
Well, hello there. Good for you to see me. You happen to catch me while my confidence is high. Oh yes, lately I've been getting a lot of attention on my mustache. I'm not saying I've kept it up over the past few weeks, but glory be either way. Sometimes I feel like I understand what you ladies are going through. Like I might be wearing a low-cut brassiere on my chin and having to tell everybody my eyes are up here. I would never do such a thing, though. Never do such a thing. Well, hello, my friends. I guess we all sometimes may experience a false sense of confidence. I'm not trying to burst any bubbles here, but it seems as though the oak pollen may have unleashed its mighty wrath. And I sit here licking my wounds still. Well played, Mother Nature. Well played. You know, I guess sometimes we may all need a reminder to stay humble and head to Capps.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nite Capp Barbershop Talk with a Twist. So now, tonight we're about to have our first topic. The first topic is, so we got all these new businesses coming here. Oh, I thought you had something to say, Gus, I'm sorry.
Clear my voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think?
But we have all these new businesses coming, so we want to know, with the new businesses coming, how does that affect the businesses that were already here. Big business versus little business. Chain businesses versus local business. So I want to go to my man, Scott here. He's like, kind of a genius on this stuff. We've had many, many talks about this stuff over water and vodka.
Too kind.
So we're going to go to Scott first and see what he thinks about this. Then we'll go to my man, Max. All right, Scott, take it away.
Yeah, I think all the new business that's headed to Leander is only a good thing for the existing businesses in most cases. For a company like mine, where we're distributed throughout Texas in various liquor stores, all of our products. We don't depend as much specifically locally at our location as say Smoky Mo's does. For customers at the restaurant. Although we do direct bottle sales at the distillery, and we're going to be opening a tasting room soon. And opening the tasting room, the concerns I have aren't so much with other businesses coming into the Leander area. I kind of welcome that and the additional traffic that it will bring, and people interested in what we do. From my perspective, some of the challenges we might have are going to be competing for good employees with those other businesses.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's sometimes I know a lot of businesses have difficulty finding really good employees in the service industry. I've been pretty fortunate in what we do, finding both people on the production side of what we do, and we've got a good staff lined up for the tasting room already. The other thing that may be a challenge in Leander specifically, for a tasting room or a restaurant or whatever it may be, we've got a lot of great people who live in Leander, but they're also hardworking, and they've got kids, a lot of them. Right. Sometimes it's hard at the end of a hard day or the end of a hard week to kind of muster the energy to get everybody into the van, all 5 kids, and go out to some place and have dinner and an evening out for entertainment. Right. At Leanderthal, we're going to be kind of specializing in giving mom and dad a break from the kids. Come and have a really nice high-end cocktail, leave the kids at home, and just enjoy yourself for an hour or two, and maybe get a bottle to go home for another night.
Certainly.
But I think those are the 2 biggest challenges I see for kind of the existing restaurant/entertainment businesses. Good employees, and making sure that we're appealing to the demographic and the type of people that we have living in Leander, to convince them to get out and go have some fun. We got a lot of fun things to do here, and more fun things happening all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Matt, let me ask you a question now. So you're I don't know if it's called a regional chain, but I know there's a lot of national chain companies, like as far as restaurants, that'll be coming to the area. Is that do you feel like that's going to impact you in any kind of way?
No, I don't think so. We welcome, new businesses, even restaurants that come in. That gives us an opportunity to fine tune what we do and be better. That gives us, me to go into the stores and kind of coach our team. Like, we have to be on top of our game. We have to give the best guest experience that we can for everybody that comes in, to stand apart from, all these chains that are coming in, which, the big chains, I guess we're starting to be considered a chain because we have 16 locations, but we try to keep that family feel in our restaurants. You can be big, but still, have that family feel, which I think is a big part of what people want Leander to stay is, be big, but still have that small town feel.
Right.
Kind of the Leander mindset. Right. Get big, but still everybody knows your name.
Right. Are you guys y'all corporate, or do you all franchise, or?
Yeah, we franchise.
Okay.
We have we're evenly split. We have eight corporate stores and 8 franchise stores right now.
Mm-hmm.
So big businesses, small businesses coming into town. It doesn't affect what we do. We have a proven concept that we continue to develop and improve, and any business that comes into town for us, we see it as an opportunity to better ourselves for our guests.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are y'all focused in the Austin area, or do you have any stores that are far-flung outside the Austin area?
So we have 8 here in the Austin area. We have 7 in San Antonio and 1 in San Antonio, New Braunfels, and then we have 1 in Conroe, which is kind of an outlier, which is my aunt runs that one out there.
And you're doing well in those other markets, and they have bigger chain stores in those markets that you're in already.
Right. Yeah, and it's even been proven, in the towns that have more of those bigger businesses, the chain businesses, we do better in that market because we have all that competition that we have to be on top of our game every day. So.
Being such a frequent customer of Smoky Mo's, I can say you guys really seem to hire, as I put it, off the top of the deck. Every time I go in there, you get greeted with a smile. They know your name after a couple times. Is there a secret or a protocol that you guys follow for how to find the type of people? What do you look for first?
We look for family-friendly people. We have a vetting service that we go through. You go to an online website to apply for Smoky Mo's, and we have a questionnaire that you fill out. We get a good feel for what these team members that are coming on are like through the questionnaires and the questions that we have set for them to answer. Based on that, we set up our interviews, and then we get to know these people. We don't just, are you going to be a body for this position? It's, are you going to be a fit for our company? And, the culture that we have inside of our stores. And I think that's the biggest part is we don't just focus on getting people in, we focus on getting the right people in.
You can always train people, on making the food and the operations part of it, but you can't really train a personality or kindness or outgoing nature.
And that's my brother, who's our business director. That's his biggest thing. We can train anybody all day on how to barbecue, but you can't train that personality and that personal touch that somebody's going to have with the guests that are coming into our restaurant.
And it's a great opportunity for growth for that person as well, to climb the ladder and maybe open their own Smoky Mo's someday.
Right. Yeah. And that's another big thing that we're all about is developing people. We're not so much interested. We'd love for people to stay with us for their entire careers, but if we can teach somebody a skill that they can take, and better their life with further on down the line, whether it's with us or with somebody else, that's what we take pride in.
Right.
Yeah.
When I've got teenage boys, and that's what I teach them. Like, if you're going to go and apply for a job, don't just apply for any job. Apply for a job you can see yourself growing with and moving forward in your future, and not just make it a stepping stone or, hire and fire kind of thing. Like, go with it, stay with it, build with it. That way you can do something great with it later and use it anywhere in your career. Whether it be with that company or with another, you can use that to
teaching life skills.
Grow, for sure.
And also understanding the difference between a product and a service.
Exactly.
Like, a product sells itself. When you have a service, y'all kind of walk that line because you got a product and a service. Like the food, the quality level, but you also have the people smiling up front. That makes it easier to come back.
Right, and that's what I was saying. Setting yourself apart from the competition.
Absolutely.
Giving that little extra bit. People are going to remember the emotion and the experience that they have inside of one of our restaurants, and going to a Burger King or McDonald's or something, and they just go just to get their cheap hamburger.
Exactly.
I always keep an eye out in those places at the chain restaurants for somebody extraordinary who I think is really good with the public and really friendly, great high touch, high service. And I've talked to a couple people who work at some of the larger chains already that I'm going to bring into the tasting room. I think it's always a good idea to kind of look for talent, kind of keep your feelers out and your ears open and eyes open for talent wherever you can find it.
And what I've noticed in like the chain businesses like that is they tend to pull those people out of the stores and put them in an office.
They snuff them out.
Right. And that's one of the things, being an operations director, I've always told myself I'm never going to be at a desk. I want to be out there, still interacting with all our team members, still interacting with all our guests. I can go to any of our locations and I'll talk to somebody I know, one of the guests that are in our restaurant, and then I make it a point to know all of our team members' names that work for us at all of our locations.
I think it's a really good thing too, because I started with a very large coffee company when I was a teenager, and I worked for them for 6 years. And I learned, through their amazing business skills and their training classes. I mean, we did tons of training classes. If you don't have the answer, you find the answer. You don't ever send anybody away without giving them that answer. You tell them, hold on 1 second and let me get that answer for you, instead of, I'm sorry, I don't know. And I think that's really awesome that you guys are training and vetting your employees properly, so you're not just finding some, you're having a big turnover, in other words. So you're selecting and handpicking the correct employees for your business, because you want those people.
Yeah.
You know,
And
someone
I
that
hate
can
to hear
say,
it, too. Like,
someone that can
I don't
come in
know.
when you walk in the door and say, "Hey, how's your day?" and actually mean it, not just be like, "Oh, I'm told to say, hey, how's your day?" You know. So I think that's really important.
And it doesn't just end at the interview. You know, you have to continue to learn more and more about the people that are working for you because you know they're the ones on the front line. You know, running your business for you. So it's, you know, me personally, I make it a point to get to know our team members and learn more about them and learn about their past experiences at different restaurants, that why they're not still at those other restaurants, so that I don't repeat it and push those people away. And the biggest thing that I hear from the people coming from the Taco Bells, the McDonald's, Burger Kings is, you know, even Subways, they became a number.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
not a name, you know, and that's something that I've never wanted, you know, just to make somebody a number.
Which is something that Scott is looking for, is the number one, not just a number. Right, Scott?
Number one.
The number one is the man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool that you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome.
For sure.
So Scott, tell us about what you're doing right now.
Mainly focus on getting the tasting room open, and some stuff I'll tell you about a little bit later. We'll have some drinks together. The tasting room, the business I'm in is very highly regulated.
Yeah.
Everything we do has a government agency attached to oversight of it, and when it comes to the tasting room, we're technically considered a restaurant. Even though we don't serve any food, and we don't have a kitchen, no oven or anything like that, but we still have to go through the process that any restaurant would go through with the county health department and everything like that. But we're getting close. The construction's all done, and we're close to the finish, having all the interior finished out. And we've got the drink menu ready to go. It's really just kind of waiting on the final approvals and certificate of occupancy eventually.
That's awesome. We, as the community of Leander, are super stoked, and we can't wait to come and enjoy your tasting room.
We've gotten such tremendous feedback. We're open every Saturday from 10 to 5 for free tastes and bottle sales. And the number one question I get is, when this tasting room open?
Yeah.
And I usually, what I've done now recently is just keep the roll up door that shows the tasting room open, so people
just
can
a
get a
little
feel,
bit open. Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a destination. One of the things we're it's not going to be the kind of bar you go and you spend hours and hours watching sports or anything like that. In fact, we'll probably close from probably anywhere between 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and we'll only be open on Friday and Saturday. This is an environment where you can come in and get sort of an experimental craft cocktail. Experience all of the Neanderthal brands, maybe hear some acoustic music we'll have playing there in the afternoon, early evening. We've got a nice outdoor patio to enjoy as well with a stone fireplace. But it's you'll come, you'll have a drink, maybe buy a bottle to take with you, and then go for the rest of your evening.
When they're done, you can send them on over to us. How about
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Send them on to us, because we'll have fun on those weekend moments.
Yeah.
You can get them primed up and send them over, and we'll finish them out.
Yeah.
Are you guys required to carry food? I know you say you're aligned with the. It's not like a 5149 type deal.
No. That's rules that apply to a retail liquor license. They're a little bit different for a distilled spirits plant. Yeah.
Okay.
We have the ability to sell mixed drinks made only with our products. So we can't have any guest bourbons. I can't sell beer or wine or anything like that. And that's what it's important for us not to compete with our bar and restaurant partners who carry our drinks. That's not what we're about. This is about sort of introducing people to the brands of Neanderthal and encouraging them the next time they're out at Mouton's or Guaco Taco or somebody who carries our stuff to order a drink with Neanderthal, or go to the liquor store, and purchase it at the liquor store as well.
Or come straight to you.
Or you can't come straight. We're happy to sell you anything there, but really our whole goal isn't to become a retail spot standalone.
Yeah.
We really want to get the Neanderthal name and the brands out across the entire state of Texas. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And this will be our headquarters. Yeah, we got a little tasting room to come see. So.
Awesome. Thanks for doing it. We appreciate your hard work. I know it's really tough, and punching through all the legalities and logistics of it, it's not easy.
Yep, it's a lot of work.
You've really stuck with it, and we appreciate that.
It's so great to have something like that, here in Leander.
Yes.
And right next door to your place, so they can just send them on over.
Well, that's the great thing about where we'll be, too. We'll be close to you guys and a bunch of other restaurants, and somebody can come over to Smoky Mo's, actually get dinner bring it over to the tasting room if they
Right.
want to, and you know, have a mixed drink, or just get a pre-dinner cocktail and then go over there.
Quick question. I know what the answer is, but the Leanderthal brand itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't know about the Leanderthal lady.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you tell folks at home, like where did that derive from?
Yeah, it's on the back of our bottle of vodka, actually. In 1982, Texas Department of Transportation archaeologists were putting in Highway 1431, actually nowhere near Leander. It was closer to Cedar Park, Round Rock, and probably even Georgetown than it was Leander. But they had a sense of humor. What they found was a 10,000-year-old skeleton of a prehistoric female. She was not nearly old enough to be called a Neanderthal, but with a little geographic wordplay and a sense of humor, they nicknamed her Leanne, the Neanderthal lady. And
Thanks for that, you guys.
Yeah, and in honor of her spirit, we named our company after her. Our spirits after her. So yeah, it's Leanderthal is now a registered trademark of Leanderthal Distilling.
Love it.
And you know, we'll have some. You know, some
Great shirts
apparel,
and swag
and everything like that. Yeah. So 32 years went by without anybody ever using it with trademark intent until we came along, and so we kind of latched onto it.
Wow.
And,
We've always called ourselves Neanderthals.
You know,
and
that's the thing is
never
that people
really know the
people,
history.
Yeah, people throw the term around pretty
Loosely.
pretty loosely. And in a lot of ways, you know, for a time, I think it was sort of viewed as a slur that, you know, people in Austin referred to people,
sure.
you know, all the people who lived out in the Cedar area, Cedar Chopper country or whatever, they would refer to them as the Leanderthals, you know.
Yeah.
And so I decided, you know what, I'm taking it back. You know, we're just we're going to grab it and we're going to make it our own, and
we appreciate
build a
that.
brand around it.
Thanks for glorifying the term. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I went to Leander Middle School and I graduated from Leander High School. And, you know, when I would play sports and go to, you know, we'd be called Leander.
The Neanderthals.
Yeah. In a derogatory way.
Yeah, it was always kind of derogatory. But now, you know, we've sort of instilled it, you know, with a local business here now, Pride, and pretty soon, you know, with a little bit of luck and the hard work we're putting in, the Leanderthal will help put Leander even more on the map.
Yeah, I love it.
He hasn't instilled it; he's distilled it.
I think it's more of a term of endearment now as
sure.
opposed to a slur. So I love
right.
it. Yeah. Great brand. Yeah, I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, because you hear it now, you think of the
The
distillery.
vodka,
Yeah.
See the magic?
We've invested a lot into it. You know, the advertising and the promotions and whatnot, and you know, getting the name out there. It's been a lot of hard work. So hopefully it'll pay off.
So we're looking at having some teams for certain events at our place. Can we use Leanderthal as a team name? Maybe sponsored by Leanderthal at some point?
Yeah, we'll have
talk
to
about
talk.
that.
Yeah, we'll have
See
to
what
talk.
happens.
Yeah.
Some spin-off action.
Yeah, we'll have to talk.
Maybe we'll get a horseshoe tournament, a kickball tournament. I don't know.
It's a
Something.
soft
Maybe-
card now.
You've
Maybe
already got what is your shirt? It's a
yeah,
softball.
this is our sponsored kickball team.
Right, kickball. So you have a kickball team.
So we can talk sponsorships.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Yep.
So we
That means y'all gotta win if y'all gonna, put teams in.
I didn't say I'm playing. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm pretty good at some stuff. So, but nonetheless, like it is open for discussion.
Yeah, we can talk.
Okay, sounds good.
Sure.
Maybe we'll have some Capps versus Leanderthal. What?
No, that's all one. I ain't going against Scott. That's my brother from another.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
It's good
On that
time.
note, everyone, when we come back, we're going to have some more special guests on the panel. We want to thank Scott and we want to thank Matt for being on the first part of our show. So when we come back, we'll have a lot of interesting guests from Leander because this is the Leander Show. So, like I said, like us, share us, and comment. We'll see you guys when we come back.
What is going on in this world where a dapper gentleman as myself can't get a single dinner with the lass on the books? What can it be? My beard is too perfect? Well, thanks a lot, Capps. You've got some explaining to do. Well, if you're wondering how the date went, let's just say it wasn't my personality that won her over. Oh, yes. Caps came in clutch again, this time with the facial.
All right, so welcome back to the Nightcap. We have all our guests here, as you can see. We have a wide panel today. So, to my right, we have Chris. Chris, tell me your first and last name and what you're doing here.
Chris Cernick. I'm Mayor Pro Tem. I'm just elected on Thursday, and I work for Wilshire Homes.
And Louis, tell me your name and what you're doing here.
Louis Vasquez, the Fan Club Bar and Grill.
And we know Gus, we know Angel. That's the beauty, that's the brains. We have Bridget.
Hi, I'm Bridget Brandt. I'm the president of the Leander Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
This is Dino. Dino, tell them about yourself.
I am Dino Ballara, and I'm co-owner of Sharksburger.
And I'm Trust the Barber, co-owner of Capillary's Barber Salon. And last but not least, but the best war stories ever.
Jason Shaw, Leander City Council, Place 3.
This is our panel for today, and this is the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. We're going to have some interesting topics, so we'll see you back in a second. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm Trust the Barber here. So our first topic for tonight, this is going to be open for everyone on the panel. So what makes Leander a great place to live and a great place to actually bring a business here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Jason first. I'll put you on the spot, Jason. You're a city council member, so we want to see what you think about this.
Well, obviously, I spent 23 years in the military roaming around the world. So obviously, my wife and I, we saw something special in Leander. So we decided this is where we wanted to put our roots since we didn't have them for so long. So it was, we came in the area and it was just, we looked in Cedar Park, we looked in Austin, and just Leander, we could get more house. Mm-hmm. It was, had all kind of potential for growth, and we just decided this is where we want to be.
Yeah. So, all right. So piggybacking on what you said, Jason, I'm going to go to Chris now.
Okay.
So Chris,
right.
What are your thoughts on this question that we have?
So what makes Leander so great?
Yes. What makes it great, and what makes it an awesome place for people to move to?
So I've been selling homes out here for about 7.5 years, and decided also to move myself and my family here. But it's a lot like the components of this room, the people who make up this room. It's just the people of Leander have been terrific. And I believe that is our bread and butter. That is everything. It's all about the people. And so I think like everything stems from there, right? We have tremendous opportunity here because we have the spirit of people that we have in this town. So that has a lot to do with it, and I think that'll be my number one.
Awesome. Absolutely. And Bridget, you have Leander flowing through your veins. So that's why I saved you for last, because I know you're going to give us the meat and potatoes of this whole thing.
Makes it so great?
What makes Leander so great? Because you are Leander.
That's really sweet. I love that compliment. Leander is great for every reason that both of you mentioned. I think Leander is also great for the schools. We have incredible schools, and that drives a lot of people to move here. You started this question with what makes it so great for business, and I'll tell you what makes it so great for business are all of those things. Mm-hmm. You can get a house and you can open a business here.
Right.
You can't do that everywhere. You can afford to do that. There's a lot of help to help you get started here, which makes it really incredible. You don't get that everywhere.
Right.
And everybody's behind you here.
Everybody.
You want to start a business, and y'all know this.
Yes.
All of you know
we all know
this. You want to start a business, and all the people that have been here and on this show, they know that if you want to start a business in Leander, all you have to do is say, I want to start a business.
Right.
And every piece of help that you could possibly imagine having, regardless, you're barbers, and so we don't know that, but we can help you find a location. Right. We can help you find you need someone to help you figure out the business plan, we can help you find that. So really, whatever you need, there's someone here that's willing to help. And I always like to say that we're kind. And I think kindness in all of the things you do, from selling a house, from going to school, from starting a business, and that's what, when people come, we get calls every day. Why should we move to Leander? And then I go, just come here and go anywhere. Go anywhere in Leander and watch how people treat you.
Even to the grocery store.
Even to the grocery store.
They actually care how your day is. They're not just asking that question. They literally care.
They really care. And we have one of the busiest grocery stores in the nation, by the way.
Oh, yes, you do.
In the nation. and still you're treated with kindness at every step.
They
And
know
you
your
wouldn't-
name.
You wouldn't have to be, right? They know your name. You go to any restaurant here, and if you go there more than 2 times, they know your order. They know
your order. They know your name.
They know your drink.
I feel like
They know your drink.
I feel like a local celebrity here.
They know your drink, and it's amazing. You don't get that in a town the size that Leander is, and that we're going to be. You don't get that, and so it's
Let me
Leander's
tell you
special.
something. Me and Angel just went to ATV,
We did.
and we couldn't even like. We're walking around and like, hey, Trust, hey, Angel. It was like so shocking. Like we're just like nobody's.
Yeah.
Everybody knows us by first name.
I know.
And you know what's funny about that too is the fact that they know you, but once the city grow, your names will grow.
They'll still
The
know you.
business will grow.
Right.
They'll
They'll still
continue
love you.
to treat you the same way.
It's amazing.
That's
What do you all think, Dino, Lewis? What y'all think about the dynamics of
city?
Yeah.
Well, what I like the best of the people. That's basically the bottom line.
Yeah,
Everywhere you go, like you say, I go to HEB and everybody knows my name.
Yeah.
I'm no celebrity, that's for sure. But
Oh no, Dino, you're a celebrity. We watch you. Shark Burgers, we watch you on Facebook.
They may not know
You're a local
face, but they
celebrity
know
now.
brand. They know it.
that's in the corner and ended up behind the camera. I don't volunteer, but yeah, it's the people and the business owners around here. It's like everybody just supports each other. The restaurants, Matt with Smoky Mo's when we first opened up, and him and his brothers came in and he gave us advice and helped us.
It's not a competition thing. It's like just working you in like brethren.
Exactly, and that's another thing. We're in a gas station. You know, a lot of people give us a lot of chances because most people say, "Wow, you're in a gas station. We don't want food." But people actually tried it and realized that, hey, it's good.
It's amazing. It's better than good.
Yes, it's great.
We just have a family business, and like I say, it's the people. That's the bottom line. It's the people, and that's why we.
What's your take on all this?
Honestly, I mean, in the 2 years that I've been in the city, I mean, the biggest thing has been the growth that I've seen and the expansion. And with these guys coming in, all the work that Bridget's done, I mean, Gus and you guys, all the attention that's being brought to Leander, honestly, I'm super excited to see what's going to come next.
Yeah.
There were a lot of challenges that was brought to me when I first opened up, that a lot of, there's been a lot of growth and learning, which is super, super cool. And I mean, these guys are going to be able to push forward and make everything better. And the city is really, really, really supportive and really is trying to do everything they can to try to make everybody successful. So I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, the people in Leander are amazing. The community is starting to come together.
Yeah.
The city's starting to come together and starting to support the businesses. So I mean, there's not going to be a better place in Central Texas to come and do business than the city of Leander.
Can I say something real quick?
You got the mic.
Okay, I gotta say something real quick. I normally don't talk, but I have to say this. I went to Smooth Village, right? So Smooth Village is like having a get together at your backyard. And I've seen Jason there, I've seen Chris there, I've seen Bridget there. Everybody hangs out at Smooth Village on a Friday or something. Gus, me and Gus are like Batman and Robin, so we always, So that's why I excluded you. But yeah, you were there. But when I say it's just like one big family, so like this show is like family here. It's not like people that you don't know, and you know everybody on a first name basis. Everybody, like Bridget, she's a hugger. You know, if you don't know her,
I always say I'm a hugger, not a shaker.
Yeah. And that's what you get when you play Leander. Everybody is on not a first name basis, but a hug first basis. And that's what makes this thing so genuine. It's like, to me, it's like Mulberry. Like you watch that Andy Griffith show. This is the real live Mulberry right here. With a twist. Of course.
Right. See, I mean, here's the thing too is, and I mean, and going back to like what Dino said, I mean, when I opened my bar, I mean, when I was in construction, there's not a competition in this town. I mean, literally, Scott from Leanderthal was one of the first people that reached out to me to talk to me. Ryan from Whitestone and Kevin, I mean, they were one of the first people to step into my building.
Right.
And and it wasn't just for me to push their brand, because this is when they were first up and coming. They offered advice.
Right.
And that's part of Leander. Like, Gus has come to me, and talked to me and stuff. Like, I mean, it's businesses support each other in this community, and that's what's one of the greatest things about, Leander. A lot of small business, a lot of small towns. It's about competition and trying to beat each other up. Leander's not like that. We all want what's good for Leander, and that's what's beautiful about it. So.
Well, this weekend we had a huge event, Bridget and I, doing the Old Town Festival.
Old Town Festival.
Huge event. But what my moral of this is I was super swamped because I had to send one of my girls away for a couple minutes, who was my right-hand chick, and I had to ask Scott from Leanderthal to pop in for a second. He was like, dude, I need your help, man. And not even 1 second of a thought. He was like, I got you, man. And he did. And I had to tell him, okay, I'm good now. You can step away. And he's like, this is so fun. Because we were having such a great time that it's just not a job. It's a fun thing.
I know. So, we had 87 volunteers this weekend, and it's 400 hours altogether that they volunteered. And I have people call me all the time, and they go, how do you get these volunteers? We want to do something like that. And I go, I don't do anything. Like,
I think I need to have some volunteers that I'm pretty sure I put 400 hours on myself.
I know I did too. Yeah. In addition to that. But everybody just wants to be a part of it. And even when we got busy, people that hadn't signed up to volunteer that had come to enjoy it, we're like, I'll help. What can I do? Oh, you need me to set up chairs? I can do that. You need me to do this? I can do that. And it's cool.
We had a lovely couple that was like, can I help you guys with anything? I was like, yes, I need ice. She's like, I got you. And she went to the store and got me ice. It was fantastic. And they were just people hanging out. So whoever you two ladies were, y'all are amazing. And we really
amazing.
So, okay, question number 2 of the evening is, what businesses do we foresee coming in, or what could make potentially Leander even better than it already is business-wise? Anybody want to go first?
Who want to start first?
We'll start here.
Sure, last time I'll start this time.
Go for it.
Good job, Chris.
I think that we just have such a canvas, right? I love what Bridget says, like, just the amount of growth, of potential that's here is just crazy. It's off the charts, right? That's what was a major focus on me coming to this town too. So specific businesses, I mean, think about it. Like, sure, places to eat. Everybody's going to talk about that too. But family-oriented, like, hangout spots too. Like Smooth Village. Like, that was honestly, I'd never been there before, and I just went. It was cool. During
How did it feel to you when you got to Smooth Village?
Man, it just felt like home.
It's like it was in your backyard.
Your backyard. It really did. And
that's what
we sat back there. My wife and kids are there, and we have. I mean, there were people like in wheelchairs all the way to like babies. And we're listening to different types of music, and that was just a really neat place to bring the community together and all be in one place. Yeah. I think it's really special. So, I mean, absolutely that. And if you want to think of like bigger type places that would like employers that could come here and everything too, I mean, you got places like Apple opening up, and you got all these like tech type businesses here. There's an opportunity to also land maybe an employer or two here that would also support those type of businesses and support y'all. And I think that's a major focus for us. I think there's a real big opportunity there. So
I think we need a mountain. Right. We need a mountain named Mount Cornelius.
Is that a water slide?
Water slide called Mount Cornelius.
It sounds like a putt golf.
I think you might be.
Putt, play, be golf.
I think you could be.
Let's go down the line. Bridget, what do you think?
Well, to be fair, I don't know that there is a business. If any business that you can think of is looking at Leander right now, and you'll see that continue. So, in the natural cycle of development, the next thing that you're going to see in Leander is more fast food. And I know that's a mixed bag. Some people want more and some don't. But you're going to see a Dairy Queen open soon. You're going to see a Schlotzsky's open soon. You're going to see all of that. That's the absolute next. And then the next thing you're going to see are the sit-down chains and that types of things. Along with that, my hope for Leander is that we still continue to see the businesses just like the people in this room. I want to see the mom and pops continuing, and I want to see the more unique things continuing, because I think that's what makes Leander special. You've got a huge development with Northline coming. That's going to be a game changer for Leander in the way of development, in the way of jobs and daytime traffic. And with that daytime traffic is what's going to bring some of those things that I know our residents want to see, because I get those emails all the time. And so that's a game changer. We've got a hospital coming, and that's huge. And so you're going to continue to see, my hope and my goal for Leander is that we see, as we continue to grow, which is inevitable, we're going to keep growing, that we see everything. that we don't get to the size where places just like this don't have a place. And so I want it all. People ask, what do you want? And the answer is I want it all. I want it to stay kind, and I think that's what creates that feeling that everybody likes. But I want it all. I want the change because they drive tax base, they drive all of that we all need. But I also don't want to see a place where it becomes so difficult for development that you don't get places like Smooth Village. And so that's what makes it special. And so I think we have a very unique opportunity due to just the land mass of Leander to be able to do some really cool things that you don't see everywhere. And that's my hope.
It's huge.
It's huge. Yeah. It's really huge.
34.
Yeah, bigger than any other city in Williamson County. So if we continue on the development path that we are, Leander will be the biggest city in Williamson County, and that's incredible to think about.
So, there's a thing that my husband and I saw a long time ago when our kids were tiny little babies in diapers. We had 5 channels. One of those channels was KLRU. And we were flipping through those channels, and we stopped because it said, what was it? City of Leander, the next big thing.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? We gotta watch it.
Get on top of that.
And so we watched it, and it said that this was 10 years ago or more. Actually, I think more like 12 or 13 years ago. But it said at the time that they were projecting 10 years that it would be bigger than San Antonio. Well, clearly we're a little bit behind.
They were planning on.
So all those things happened. But I think it truly is going to be someday that next big thing, and it will happen. So KLRU, way to force it. So Jason, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so I work for a very large corporation. Pretty much everybody has it in their wallet. I won't say their name on here, but if you pull out your wallet, you will see, pretty much everybody will see who I work for. I would like to see one of those come in, honestly. I'm not saying that they would. And of course, if my company wanted to come in, I would recuse myself, but that would be a very good thing because they're 60 years, right? I mean, they're solid and they're just the sky is the limit for one of these tech companies. I think we do that. We don't, with the mom and pops, but we support them and we help foster them so they get more and more productive, more efficient. And then I like to see some entertainment. I like to see somebody go play somewhere all day and then come to Smooth Village at night, right? That's one of the things my kids want is that entertainment option. My wife wants it. Everybody wants it. On the campaign, everybody's like, hey, we want to be able to go do something in Leander. So I would like to see that, and how we foster that is going to be exciting.
So work, play, live here in Leander.
That's right. That's something that we noticed is there's not anywhere to hang out. There's not anywhere to just take your entire family and just enjoy. You have to there's not like a whole lot of that going around, especially for people our age, where we can just kind of go and enjoy just being yourself and with your whole family. And your dog too. If you
I agree.
It's pretty interesting how Leander really pulls together and all comes through, and whether it's my place or any place, period. I mean, we all really do love to be together. It's really neat. Bledsoe Park for the art stuff, and for you guys for any chamber event. So it's really cool.
I agree.
Thank Dino.
I'd like to see some, all businesses, obviously, so maybe a larger employer, but like doctor's offices, dentist offices.
So daytime traffic.
Daytime traffic. Thank you. Yeah. To get people during the day.
To eat lunch.
To eat lunch.
Come eat.
Come get that afternoon haircut.
Yep. Take off early and get a haircut.
We all take off.
Yeah, exactly.
We do walk-ins in the daytime, so come on in and get a haircut.
Doing the plug.
Get a haircut.
I learned that from Angel about doing the plug. What I learned when I first came here, Gus told me this is a handshake type of town. And I didn't know what that meant at first until I started going around with Gus, because Gus knows everybody. I like to call him the mayor of Leander.
Man, we have a great mayor.
We have a great mayor.
Yeah, great mayor.
We have a great mayor, but I like to, it's just something that a phrase I know.
Smooth Village.
Yeah. He's the mayor of every single town.
Wait a minute, I'm the mayor.
Right. Hey, that's crazy.
I'm the mayor.
Somebody's the mayor.
No. You're the queen of Smooth Village.
But anyway, didn't know what that was until Gus started taking me around, and like I met Bridget, I met Jason, I met Chris, I met everybody. Like it's like they're not like people that you don't really know. They embrace you. You know, some people are more huggers than others, and I didn't really hug at first, but now I realize I have to be a hugger now.
You're a hugger.
So now I'm a hugger. Even we had somebody on the show, and we became beer huggers. You know, that's what we do here. But that's what I like about Leander, because I was looking for my Mayberry. That's what I was looking for. And Leander is definitely it. You got all the modern things that are happening in the city, and then you have that old school feel of the city. You have it all combined in one, and plus you have great schools, so your kids can, they can learn something and become great people, and that's what Leander has to offer. And these people up here, they're all genuine up here. Like what you see is what you get.
But now here's one thing I gotta throw in, and I gotta throw this big plug in, because my plaza over on Ronald Reagan, Cold Springs Marketplace, whatever issues I have with my businesses, that's mine, but everybody got to remember, Leander goes all the way over to 1431. And it goes all the way over to 29.
Right.
Please remember all those businesses over there. Because as much as we've got going on over in 183 and Old Town and downtown or downtown Cedar Leander, we got to make sure that we show some love out that way. Because those businesses are struggling, and those are the ones that need your attention and your support. The city and the town are trying to come together, and they're trying to rally around those businesses. We need you guys to come out and make sure that you show some love as well.
Absolutely.
And I mean, as far as businesses coming in, Dino threw out dental and medical and all that stuff. We had all that over there. It doesn't help. We need more retail. We need big box. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'm looking to try to do something else. But I mean, we need more small businesses.
Yeah, right.
I mean, tax-based wise, we need the corporates, and we need to come in downtown. But in the outliers, out in Ronald Reagan, out in out in the 29 and all those areas out there, we need smaller businesses, and we need to rally around them, and we need to make sure that they get supported and they get the attention that they need.
Oh yeah,
because those are the ones that are going to struggle. I mean, that's
great point. I think we're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And a certain process to economic development.
And here's the thing is, and that's part of the reason why I say the city is rallying around everybody, and they're showing a lot of love. In the last couple of months, Leander has done a great step forward, bringing these guys in, Catherine and the council. I mean, Troy's doing a lot. The city's definitely moving in the right direction, and we've talked about this.
Oh yeah.
Leander is going to be the place to be. So, I mean, if you guys are looking to put a business in place,
come now.
Because it's not going to be available much longer.
Don't wait.
It's not going to be available. So come now. Come see Bridget. Come see the guy. It's going to be there.
We're going to open a few.
We have one more question, I think. Don't we? We have one more question.
We have one more question.
I mean, so
Gus, tell them what the next question is.
Let's close out the question.
This is Gus, everybody. Look.
Hello, folks.
What's the next question?
So, we talk about all this growth and stuff, and of course, you have to make sure that you do the proper steps. What are some of the barriers that we have to, be cognizant of with all the growth coming? Not talking about we could talk about structure, but more so like some of the physical barriers, like what causes us to slow down a little bit.
What causes us to slow down a little bit?
That's a very good question. I know. I'm like, everybody in the room is like, Bridget. I feel really nervous. Here's the thing that I think, and I've been asked this question before, but I think the thing that will stop Leander is its own opportunity, which is an interesting twist of that question. But there's so many different things that it could be. And I think sometimes when you are trying to figure out what to do next, that becomes a bit of a hurdle, which is it's such a huge footprint. And just like to Lewis's point, it's such a huge footprint and it is so expansive that figuring out where do we do this and where do we do that. And just FYI, it's a free country. We don't all get to decide, by the way. I can sit down and tell you exactly what I want every single place, and that doesn't always matter, And so some of that is out of our control. And so I think the biggest challenge is bringing in good people that really can make a plan and that can really create that structure for opportunity, along with creating a place in a city where that support doesn't get lost. With the continued growth and the continued development, it's a big challenge being the fastest growing city in the nation. And so it's hard for staffing. It's hard for keeping up with current trends. You're in this constant cycle of next. Sometimes that's hard to step back and look at the whole big picture of it. I think that could be a potential hurdle. And I think that really just taking an opportunity to put all of that together in one place that really makes it big, but also helps us maintain that identity that we have. That for me is, that everybody talks about it and everybody knows it when you're here. But that isn't everywhere. And so, everybody wants, it's funny because they just did these surveys, our community advisory group just did a bunch of surveys for Old Town, and I got the results back yesterday, and I was very eager to see them. And unanimously, every single person that they interviewed, this is so funny, unanimously everybody said the thing they like best is the small town feel. And the thing that they want most is everything to do with growth. Which is hilarious. We want to have every single thing that we can possibly have here.
But keep it small.
But wait a minute.
Within 2 miles.
Yes, right. With it. And so, I understand that. And to be fair, I want the same thing. So even before they did the survey, I go, well, I can tell you what everybody's going to say. I already know. And he was like, well, and I was thinking, okay, do the survey. I could be wrong. Do the survey.
But you were right.
I was right. But it's a trick.
We love to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I was right. But that's a tricky, it's a challenge to manage all that. And so hats off to the city council. They don't get paid to do all of that.
Hats off to the city council.
But really a lot of that does come from, and I don't think people grasp and understand how important our elected officials are and how important that process is in planning and being prepared and moving to that next step. And how important it is to have all of the businesses that are here today, how important it is to have them involved in that process. And so we have a new strategic plan coming up. I'm going to go ahead and, of all the shout outs that everybody's doing, I'm going to do a shout out for that.
Shout it out.
That process is really important for our future. And so that process is coming up. And so I would encourage you, if you're a citizen of Leander or you're a business owner in Leander and you have something that's really important and you have a stake in the ground here, that you get involved in that process, because we're really lucky in that the people that are leading us want to hear from us, and the people that are a part of this want to know what to do next. And so if you want it to stay this way and you want that feel, the best way to do it is to get involved in it. And so, okay, there's my...
Can I...
Hold on, I gotta bring somebody very important in on the show. Come on, Jeff. Come on. Let's go. Move it in. Speaking of city council.
No. Have the middle seat, Catherine.
Okay.
Come on.
Melting out there.
Yeah.
Warm.
A little bit of warmth.
Say hi to everybody out there. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Catherine Pentalion Parker of Place 1 for Leander City Council, and excited to be here.
Look at that.
You're by the girls here.
So, Angel's going to tell Catherine what we've been doing right now. So, Catherine.
We've been doing some stuff. So, we've talked about business, we've talked about places to be, and what's coming. So, do you have any thoughts on the best parts of Leander, why everything's so special here, and why people love it so much, or what businesses should be coming to Leander?
Oh, goodness. Well,
that's a lot.
In the next 2 minutes, by the way.
I think what makes Leander special is the people. We have some amazing people here, and I think it is amazing because people chose to come here, And so it has had something special. It's going to mean something special to different people for different reasons, but ultimately it's all about the people.
And for the record, she wasn't here when we already had that same discussion.
Oh!
So it's like it actually is.
We all decided that.
Yeah. So
you're right. I'm glad you're in agreement.
Yeah. Oh, since she said it, we're right.
Yeah. What are we?
We're right.
We're right.
Okay.
So hold on.
It's official now.
Jason has something that he wanted to offer. So Jason, take it away.
No, I still got it.
No, you still got it.
It's still there. So just to kind of bridge